We're living in a world right now, bro, where self-respect is at an all-time low. It might even be, one thing in your life that you're lacking the most. Because I'll say something that really isn't said enough. A lot of the time when you're overweight, when you're wasting all your time, when you let people stand over you, when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you don't respect yourself. And it's scary because I genuinely believe self-respect and success are linked. And when you start to get your body on point, it shows that you respect yourself. When you're broke but you're actively trying to make some money, it shows you respect yourself. If you're lonely and single, but you're trying hard to build yourself up, you're hitting the gym and you're dressing well and you're cold approaching some girls, you respect yourself enough to not be lonely. In this world, I will say this, we're pushed away from self-respect and we're told that all these things in our lives that destroy us, right? Playing games and doing whatever we want is respect. Because you should do what you want. Well, the truth is, no, that's not always the right answer. Because when we're programmed in a generation now to do what we want, what do most of us do? The wrong thing that ends up destroying us. We end up fapping, we end up using drugs, we end up playing games, we end up staying at home, doing nothing productive. Because, I want to do what I want. Psst. Now, we're going to build self-respect inside of you, the way that I've done it. I've been a young man that disrespected myself in many, many ways, bro. From fapping 20 times a day, to abusing drugs, to sitting at home and doing nothing, to hanging out with degenerates, to having people say things about me, not standing my ground. I've been there. We've all been there. And what have I done? I've taken the route of realizing that in this world, it's do or die. The way that you have to perform through life is with a very high level of respect. Because otherwise, in this world, if you do not respect yourself, you die, you crumble. Someone else tells you what to do, you do it. Someone else pushes you around, you don't say anything. You disrespect yourself by not having standards for yourself. And we're going to break this open because I believe what I've done in my life will change your life so that you can permeate through life and have what you want, be who you want, get the respect that you deserve. So let's open this up now. The biggest thing that I would tell you about self-respect is kind of one of two things. It's having goals, or we can talk about goals as having a purpose in life. Because when you have something higher than everything else around you, people, games, social media, when you have something you're actively trying to do, whether it's start a business, whether you want to be an athlete, whether you want to do this, you want to do that, you have to realize that in life you have to have these goals or a purpose that trumps everything. So we'll look at this, right? Let's say you got some goals. Let's say you got goals to become a boxer. I'm just throwing things out there. You'll realize that if this means more to you than maybe hanging out with your friends on the weekend, drinking, getting drunk and hungover then, or if this means, you have to say no to some certain people, or you have to sacrifice some bad habits, if you have a goal or a purpose way higher than all of these things, it's so much easier to run and perform through your life, not even disrespecting yourself once, because there's more to your life than hanging with the boys, playing games, doing dumb stuff. So you need to have goals and you need to have a purpose. And if you haven't figured out what this is, the best way to put it is, your purpose in life can be the best, you striving to be the best version of yourself. Because, why wouldn't you? You got one life here. And most of you boys have a purpose. You have to close your eyes, you have to think, what would I do if I had all the money in the world? If I had every single thing that I wanted and I couldn't go do more things with this money, what would you do with your time? A lot of the time, if you can figure out that question, that's your purpose. Genuinely. If I had all the money in the world, I'd still be doing this. Purpose. So you have to identify yours. But the next thing, and this is as big as number one, is holding your word. Now, most of us, we don't realize that our word is spat out of our mouths with nothing behind it. Right? We'll say something and then we won't act upon it. We'll tell ourselves we're going to the gym, we don't do it. We say we're going to stop fapping, we continue to fap. We say we're going to stop wasting time, you continue to waste time. You say you're going to stop allowing people to disrespect you, they disrespect you. So you need to realize that your word is iron will. And I've done this in my own life. to where I'm conscious with what I say, especially now. If I say something, I have to act upon it. If I say I'm going gym, I'm going. If I say to a person, don't treat me this way, they won't treat me that way. Otherwise, they're out of my life. This is the genuine truth. If you say you're going to start doing this one thing, if you say you're going to start acting this certain way, you need to hold your word and live your life congruent to what comes out of your mouth. And this makes you very selective in what you say. Because if you say you're going to kick that person's ass, well, if you're a man of your word, then that's when, you have to act upon it. So I will never say something that I don't mean anymore. I'll never say anything that I won't act upon, because my words are my bond to myself, to the universe, to the world, to God. And you have to have this certain frame in your life that, okay, what comes out of my mouth it's almost done. So I tell myself I'm going to be rich one day. Boom. It's almost as good as done. Now, because I know I've said it, I know that now my actions will align to becoming rich one day. I know that I'm going to have the best body in the world. Now, every day my actions will align. My diet will be good. I'll be training, going harder than usual, because I've said it. And you have to look at this, bro. Most of us young men treat our words so flimsy that, well, we don't build that self-respect, because how can we? We say one thing, we do another. You'll never ever look yourself in the mirror and be proud of who you are when you know in your soul that you're not holding your word. So make sure that your word now is iron will. Set goals. Tell yourself you're going to be doing these things, and don't allow anything to come out your mouth that you don't follow through on, because otherwise that self-respect disappears, and that success, that life, that freedom that you want disappears alongside with it. Now, the third thing is principles. And this is something that my life now has become evolved around. Principles, rules, parameters. Now, as men, it might sound stupid. Well, why would you ever want to live your life with principles, rules, tenets? Well, I believe that as a man, your principles say everything about you. Because I will not allow myself to be that guy that sits in his room and faps all day. Because my principle to myself, my rules for my life, are something way beyond that. I love myself too much. I respect myself too much to be a bum, to be a guy that doesn't follow through on his word, to allow people to treat me a certain way. So you need to look at your life in this exact manner. What parameters, what principles, rules are you going to have for your life that you just don't break? What is it? You've got to tell yourself, I will not break not following my word. I will not allow this certain person to do this. I will not do this bad habit. I respect myself too much to sleep in every day and eat fast food. You have to find these rules and then live your life following these rules. They're going to be non-negotiable. And if you can align your life to this, just these 3 points alone, having principles, rules, parameters for your life, keeping your word, and then having a goal-orientated life, this builds self-respect, and that allows you to walk through this world with confidence. That allows you to walk into the room knowing that you're the motherfucking man, to look yourself in the mirror and be proud. And a lot of us don't realize that when you have this self-respect, when you have this confidence, this power in your step, this allows you to really do anything and everything in your life that you want to go after. I'm not saying that you can achieve things overnight, but most people that have become accomplished in their life, that had a level of self-respect. If not, it was one of their driving forces. I respect myself too much to not figure this out. I respect myself too much to be broke. I respect myself too much to be a bottom dweller. So just these 3 principles. And I've got a whole bunch more, but the last one I want to leave you with is excellence. And this kind of goes back to your goals. But when you start to strive for excellence, to become a man of brilliance, to become a brilliant, skillful, useful man, I don't want anything in my life to not be a 10 out of 10. So I box, I'm learning how to play chess, I have built my body, I have all of these goals that I'm going after and all of these traits inside of my life. Now, how I do anything is how I do everything. So I have now decided that in my life, okay, I'm okay at chess right now. I want to be the best. I want to be a grandmaster. I'm pretty good at fighting. I want to be the best. I want to be excellent. I want to be brilliant. In anything that I do, I want to have the best body. In anything that I do, I am striving for excellence. Because if you just strive to be average, okay, that's not enough. I respect myself too much. And when you go through your life, okay, I want to be the best this, I want to be the best this, I want to be the best at this. And you strive to be that number one guy in that field. This will give you a sense of respect about yourself. Well, yeah, why wouldn't I? I'm who I am. I've got goals. I'm keeping my word. I've got these standards, principles for my life, and I'm striving to be the best, excellent. You live your life congruent to these, bro. You will feel this confidence, this aura, this frequency about you that anything that you do, whether you start a business, whether you approach a girl, whether you're just getting your shit done, you will feel as though that you can do absolutely anything. Will you have tough days? Yeah, we all do. We have days where it's like, ooh, yeah, you will. But when you have that self-respect, you'll figure it out. It's the people that don't have self-respect, bro, and we see it. They don't keep their word. They don't have a higher purpose. They don't have rules or principles for their life. They're not striving for excellence. They're just feathers in the wind. They're just being kicked down the road. And that's a joke. Because it's your duty to yourself to become the absolute best. So do this, bro. Make these a way of life. Having goals, keeping your word, having principles, and striving for excellence. And you'll start to see, in any area, you can start small with these things. You'll build up momentum. You'll build up confidence. And it'll eventually end up like this in your life. To where whatever it is you're going after, you'll be working, and it compounds. So follow this, bro, if you want to build this self-respect. And the beautiful thing is, the world will see it as well. Women will see it. Other men will see it. This guy respects himself. They'll smell it on you. They'll see it in the way that you walk. They'll see it in the way that you talk and how you carry yourself. And this opens up so many doors for you, bro. If you want me to help you build up your self-respect, go to the link in the description, sign up to the second tier, or message me on Instagram, and I will coach you, bro, to become a man of self-respect. And you'll also have a group of young men striving to build their self-respect as well, pushing you to win. Love you, brother.